welcome to Miss Cindy's Kitchen. Tonight's special is going to be stuffed bell peppers.
Ooh.
And we recently were given some ginormous bell peppers. And rather than cut the tops off and leave them standing up, I just cut them in half because they are so large. So the first step of this recipe is going to be to steam the bell peppers for 20 minutes in the oven. I put the oven at 350. That's pretty much the gold standard for casseroles. And then while that's cooking in the oven, it's got water in the casserole pan. And I'm going to put foil on it, and that's going to steam in the oven while I prepare the filling. So let me cover this up with foil and put it in the oven. Just got to make the foil long enough to cover the pan so it holds in the moisture so it can steam. So I'm going to put this in at 20 minutes. Alright. Set the timer for 20. Alright. The next step is we are going to use some olive oil to brown the meat. This olive oil is just about done. So I got a new bottle.
Ooh.
So put a little bit more in there. A total of 1 to 2 tablespoons. Olive oil adds flavor as well as greases the pan. And then the original recipe called for 3/4 of a pound of ground beef and a 1/2 pound of sausage. So the package of sausage I got yesterday is 16 ounces of Italian sausage. So I'm just going to add in just a small bit of ground beef to make up the total of 1 1/4 pounds of meat.
So it calls for 1 1/4 pound of ground meat.
1 1/4 pounds total. And you could have, it's 3/4 of a pound of ground beef and a 1/2 pound of sausage is the original recipe. But because I have a pound of sausage, I'm only going to add 1/4 pound of ground beef for a combined total of 1 1/4 pounds of meat. That's stuck. Normally it flops out. Alright. Alright. So, this package of hamburger is about 1 1/2 pounds. So, I'm just going to take a small bit and throw it in here. That'll be about 1/4 pound of meat. I'll save this to make something else. Sloppy Joe's probably. Let me wash my hands. Alright. So we're going to brown the meat. I'm going to break this up a little bit. Alright.
So you have a combination of Italian sausage and ground beef.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Okay. And then while that is cooking, after this is done, after it's heated up for about 3 minutes, we're going to add in the onions. 1 small onion, just a yellow skin onion, brown skin, whatever onion is fine. So once the meat is partially cooked, we'll then add the onion. Then we'll cook that for 5 more minutes. Then add 3 cloves of garlic, minced, and Italian seasoning. So that's what's coming. Once the meat is on its way to being cooked, we will add the onion.
this here.
So now that the meat is most of the way cooked, we're going to add in the onions and cook that for 5 minutes. Alright, now that the onion has been cooking in there for about 5 minutes, we're going to add in the 3 cloves of garlic, and I have the ready-made garlic, so I'm just going to give it a nice tablespoonful, because a teaspoon is about a clove of garlic. And at this point we're going to add in our Italian seasoning, and that is a teaspoon. And a teaspoon. Alright. And then also, while we're cooking the meat, we can season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. I prefer sea salt. It tends to have more flavor than just the salty taste to it. And some pepper. Alright. So, let's see here. Let me get I don't know where my spoon is. I'm going to stir this up a bit. It smells so good.
It does.
If only we had smell-o-vision. Alright.
And as you always do, you've got the cupboard wide open.
I know, that's my trademark. Alright, so let me cover up the Italian seasoning so I don't accidentally knock it over. Alright, so we're going to stir that for a couple minutes. And then, for our next trick, we are going to, I wrote it all out. So, after the Italian seasoning, then we're going to add the tomato paste and brown sugar. So, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste. So, tomato paste. And I've already measured out a tablespoon of brown sugar.
I just clumped it right in there.
Yep. And got a clean spatula, so that's about a tablespoon. And another tablespoon. Alright. I'm going to stir that in. Tomato paste adds a lot of depth of flavor and subtle sweetness to your tomato-based dishes. The other night I made pork chop Spanish rice, which we can refer to in this video.
Actually, I think that was your very first video.
Yeah, I think it was. And anytime you make a dish with tomatoes, if you add in just a little bit of tomato paste, it really deepens the tomato flavor. And it's also a good way to use up an open can of tomato paste that you may have sitting in your fridge from another recipe. Because there's about 8 tablespoons in a can of tomato paste. And most recipes only call for like 2 to 4 tablespoons. So sometimes you may have some left over. So, now that that part is mixed in, this is the first time making this recipe because I really wanted to make stuffed bell peppers.
Well, you made them before.
I haven't made them in a while, and this is a new recipe, but I really liked the ingredients that it had listed. So now we're going to add in the tomatoes and the marinara sauce and the broth. So we have a regular sized can of petite diced tomatoes. Regular dice is fine, but I thought the finer cut might be better for the bell peppers. So it's 14.5 ounces with the liquid that comes with it. And 1.5 cups of marinara sauce, which is also known as spaghetti sauce in a can. We got most of these supplies at our local Walmart. They are good for something, especially when they're close by. This is the pasta sauce I used. The least expensive, whatever your favorite pasta sauce is, use that for the marinara sauce in this recipe. You're gonna stir that in, and then, but wait, there's more.
There is more.
Yeah, we're going to add in, let's find the teaspoon measure, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
What, were you supposed to put in like the broth?
The broth, and then we're gonna add in half a cup of broth. That goes with the tomatoes.
Yeah, it's like you mentioned it. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, you know me. I get sidetracked. Okay, teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Some people call it Worcester sauce. I think that's how they pronounce the town in Massachusetts.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Worcester. I think they call it Worcester, Mass.
Worcester, Mass.
We have people that we know who live in Boston. We should ask them how they pronounce it. Okay. This isn't working. Let me take the top off. Alright.
If you have a guess, we love this Tapatio guy.
Yeah. It says to use a teaspoon of whatever hot sauce you like. It adds flavor, not a lot of heat. So if you don't like hot sauce, whoops, wrong cap. Don't worry about it. You can use, we usually use Frank's hot sauce or something similar. Somebody gave us this ginormous bottle. So we decided to use that. Alright, use what you got. So now we're going to reduce this down for a few minutes. Alright, and now our filling has begun to cook down a little bit. And now 20 minutes have elapsed through the miracle of time lapse. Anyway. Oh, and make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback.
It's the magic of filmmaking.
Magic of filmmaking, yes.
How time flies.
Alright, I'm going to take off the foil. And as you can see, the steaming kind of enhanced the beauty of the bell peppers.
Wow, they look good.
Yep. So we're going to take them out and put them on a cooling rack. Protect your countertops, people. Alright. So, threw the tongs in the sink. Let me use these. And we're going to turn over the peppers. Alright. Can you believe these are just three bell peppers? Alright. Okay. Alright, so let's pause for just a sec. I'm going to take some of the water out of this pan so it doesn't make a mess while I'm cooking it. Okay, now that we got all the moisture out of the insides of the bell peppers, the last ingredient we're going to add is... Gotta make sure I got the right size measuring cup. Let me grab a half cup measure. Hold on just 1 second.
Is that it right there?
No, that's a 3/4.
Okay. Tells you what I know.
Yeah, I bake so much I know them by look. Alright, so 1.5 cups of cooked rice. However you cook your rice, you can cook your rice that way to make this recipe. Cook it on the stove, cook it in a rice pot, instant pot. Whatever method you use to cook your everyday rice, do that to cook it for this recipe. So, 1.5 cups of rice. Gonna mix it with the filling. Straight from one pot to the skillet. Alright.
Now, does it matter what kind of rice it is, or just...
Whatever rice you feed your family, or whatever rice you cooked as a side dish, you can use as a rice to cook for this. Alright. So, let me go ahead and mix this together. Doesn't that look yummy?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be your filling for your bell peppers. Whoops. And hence why my stove's always messy. Everybody slops stuff over on the stove. Alright. So I think that is mixed. So what I'm going to do is, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to use the same measuring cup as a scoop to fill the bell peppers.
Ooh.
Work smarter, not harder, people. Alright.
And it's actually just the right size for the
Pretty
filling
much.
in. Yeah.
And let me just straighten that up just a little bit. I'm going to fill each of these and then go back and top it off.
That looks so good.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit more. Everybody gets a second scoop here. It's going to be a little bit more filling than the bell peppers have. However, that's okay. It's all good.
Isn't that kind of the point?
Yeah, you can be overstuffed bell peppers. Because rather than having 6 medium peppers, I had 3 jumbos. Which honestly is close in volume to the other ones. So, let me get these all filled up. These are going to taste fantastic. And Dahlia is enjoying the aroma. She's eating the plastic wrapper off of a bottle. That dog, I swear. The same dog that begs for all the goodies I make eats everything else. So.
Maybe she's part pig.
I don't know. Alright. What was the name of the pig in...
goat. Maybe she's part goat.
Part
Maybe she's part goat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and use the same foil that I used to steam the bell peppers to cover them up to cook them. Alright. Okay, move dog. Now they're going to go back in the oven for 20 minutes. And then after that 20 minutes, we're going to take off the foil, cover them in cheese, and let them bake uncovered for another 10. Alright, so 20 minutes and we'll be right back with you. Make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. Anyway, the bell peppers are ready to come out of the oven. They've been in there for 20 minutes. Now it's time to cheese them.
We're gonna cheese them?
Yeah. Say cheese. Yeah. And take off the foil.
Oh!
That look yummy or
Oh
what?
my gosh, those look really good.
So good.
Alright.
It's like pork chop Spanish rice, but like inverted.
Kinda. It's got a lot of common, a lot of
Ingredients?
similar ingredients. So
Now you shredded this cheese this time.
Yes. This is, I just got the block of cheese because block cheese is better than pre-shredded.
What you do cheat sometimes, but.
Yes. Depending upon price, convenience, but overall, block cheese is a better deal.
It's already melting.
Yep, it's hot.
Put a lot of cheese on.
I am. I don't think anybody can make a pound of cheese disappear as fast as my family can.
Yep.
Cheese is good.
Alright. So I think that's enough cheese. Alright. So, let me put the gloves back on. I prefer the little shorty mitts because they're just easier to put on and off quickly. And back in the oven.
Are you going to cover those?
Nope.
No.
It's going to bake for 10 minutes without a cover so the cheese can melt well and get a little brown. So let me time this for 10. Alright, so make sure you've liked and subscribed, and we will bring you back when the bell peppers are done. And we're back, and the bell peppers have now baked and have nice melted cheese on them. Look how beautiful those look.
Oh my gosh, those are beautiful.
All right. And we're gonna wait for about 10 to 15 minutes to dig in because they are extremely hot and we don't want anybody getting lava burns on their tongues. So we'll be back with you soon. And we're back with our bell peppers that are now covered in melted cheese and ready to eat. And Maddie wanted to have macaroni and cheese along with her bell peppers, so that's what we have. And Tyler's gonna dig in and tell us how yummy our bell peppers are.
Just hope the whole thing doesn't come out. Well, like it just
A
tried
lot
to.
of blow on it. It's still pretty hot. It's like you're trying to blow out birthday candles on the moon.
Spray it.
Good Lord.
Mmm.
Oh my God. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's really good.
Excuse me.
Bless you again.
So I can taste test the macaroni.
All right, this was really good. Like
Really
awesome.
All right, and then Madison is gonna do a taste test too.
Hold on, I need to find
Just by a spoon.
the pretty spoon. This is mac and cheese. It's good.
How about you taste some of the bell pepper?
It's boiling hot and I don't want to burn my mouth.
It's not that hot, all right? I just tried some of it.
Yeah, just take a tiny bit
How
of
is
the
it?
filling.
Good?
Delicious.
Yes.
I can actually get some. Get some. Hot.
Is it hot and delicious?
Tastes good. It's like spaghetti sauce.
Well, that is one of the ingredients. All right, well, thank you again for joining us on another culinary adventure. So make sure you liked and subscribed and shared to your friends and give us your feedback and come back again soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.